And we're live.
Like that.
The race here in Georgia right now, the Senate runoff, which is kind of important to me because I do have hopes that they will vote on that marijuana bill at some point. And it'd be nice if we had a couple Dems coming out of Georgia, though. You know, I haven't done enough research. All I watch is the attack ads, and I'm like, oh man, it's John Ossoff guy hiding money for the communist Chinese. I don't know. Is it worth it? Like, that's literally what the attack ad
The other
says.
guy's also hiding money for the communist Chinese.
The other guy is so bad he didn't show up for the debate. And they asked John Ossoff, like, why do you think your opponent didn't show up for the debate tonight? And he's like, well, he's probably afraid he'll incriminate himself. And it's like, because he's got so many like
So the thing with Purdue and actually the chick too is when they got
Loeffler.
Say again.
Kelly Loeffler.
Loeffler, thank you. They're both incumbents, which means they're currently senators. Probably everyone knew that. And they got like early COVID-19 information, you know, before everyone else did. And they made a bunch of stock trades to enrich themselves.
I remember that they shorted a bunch of stocks, didn't they?
They shorted stocks, or they left stocks that you could tell were going to be impacted, maybe like vacation industry type stocks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty clear that, you know, they didn't tell you about the upcoming problem we would have with this pandemic, but they themselves were making investments to profit and avoid losses.
In this?
I'm sorry.
Like how many like politicians got scooped up in this?
The number's not huge. It's like 6 or something.
I was going to say
one
less
of them's
than
from
10.
North Carolina. Richard Burr was big on it too. But
I remember correctly, they would later go, they would like do all their stock trades in the morning and then go on TV that afternoon and say, we've got the COVID thing perfectly under control. It's nothing to worry about. It's all going to blow over just fine. And then like, as soon as the cameras are off, they're like dumping more stocks.
Making trades.
In the case of Richard Burr, it was almost the opposite. He had a
really?
Yeah, he was making trades for himself, and then he had a very private like donor meeting where he told them to make trades too, but then he didn't tell like any broader population. And so anyway, maybe I'm in a bubble. I'm open to that concept, but I've been hearing about the Republicans and the trades they made a lot, not so much about Chinese.
I honestly don't care about that. It's like, well, you couldn't really cause a public panic. You probably were told not to, but you're sitting there looking at your portfolio like, shit. What do I do here for my grandchildren's sake?
There's a lot of airlines in here.
There's a lot of Carnival Cruise Lines, huh? we really went heavy into Carnival last year, huh, Mike? Yes, sir, we did. You know, it looked like it was going to be a big vacation year with the global warming and all. Shh, we don't call it that. Yeah, with the climate change. Nope, not that either. Well, you know, it was going to be a warm year. There you go. It was going to be a good vacation year, and that I don't know. I don't mind that, but then like the attack ads from the Republicans. Look, if I am your resident non-allowed voter, so like it doesn't matter one way or another. But like if I were going to be swayed one way or another and do zero research and just watch attack ads, the Republicans' attack ads are great,
dude. They
they're savage.
Like when they go after Raphael Warnock in Georgia, Raphael is running against Kelly Loeffler, who's the pretty blonde girl, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? I think it's either
Raphael's
Kelly,
the black guy. The black guy's
Raphael's
running against the blonde.
Yes, uphill battle here in Georgia, and he's a reverend. He seems like a real nice guy. To watch his ads, he's all about community and like he just seems really well spoken. I know that's a racist thing that people say about black people, but I just mean him in particular. He really does. When I say well spoken, I mean like he speaks to me well. Like when I listen to him talk, he seems genuine.
He knows.
And but then I see the attack ad, and they tie him to Jeremiah Wright, and they play that old soundbite. Not God bless America, God damn America, and like they play that 3 times in one attack ad about Raphael Warnock, and like by the end of it, I'm like, motherfucker, why would you? God damn America! Like I get we got some problems here. We got some problems. But God damn America! And like, you're a preacher. You know, even like me.
This other guy. Do you remember when that clip got so big, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, whatever, maybe 2008? And like you just have to know that like Obama was looking at that clip of his pastor saying that, being like, "You son of a bitch! Like you just made this so much harder for me, absolutely needlessly. You stupid fuck." I'll just mind him Muslim at this point. Christ.
I used to hear so much crap. I was living in Mississippi. I used to hear that Barack Obama is a Muslim plant, that he's from Indochina, and that he was trained by ISIS to become president and destroy America from the inside. But when that preacher started saying whatever, like the people just ate it up. They tore it up. They're like, it's not a real church, it's a fake church. That's a church to Christianity, the same thing that the Muslim Brotherhood in the United States is to the Muslims around the world. That like it's really just a cabal where they train people. It's a cult, and just it was. Dude, I couldn't imagine being Obama and just watching people savage my entire congregation as all secret terrorists.
I watched the election. I follow politics a lot. And this time around, the Lincoln Project, people don't know the Lincoln Project, it's a bunch of Republicans, but these are never Trump Republicans. So they were making anti-Trump ads through the entire election cycle. They're brutal. Super. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad they're on our team. What are we going to do when they switch back to Republican? But how are we going to hit? Because they're just like, they whisper in his ear and they tell these, I think some of it's true and some of it's not true, but it's all just brutal. And I'm like, this is what it's like to go against these guys. It was good that they were blue this time around.
Yeah, it's scary stuff. Like if I wouldn't want them to make an attack ad about me.
No.
It's like, well, some of that's true, but you gotta understand the context.
No,
Yeah,
the internet
communists
doesn't do
tricked me
content.
out of my money.
We both have enough time on the mic that we've
Oh,
said regrettable things.
oh God,
Oh, dude.
damn it.